Susan is in Offit in Yorkshire. Susan, what would you like to say?
Oh, good morning, Jane.
Hello, Susan.
When you gave your list of all the reasons why we're not living in the country we used to live in, I actually welled up with emotion. And I just felt that I was grieving for something in the past.
Yes.
And it really did hit a spot for me. I've always taken an interest in politics, and I've never felt like this before. It's just a complete sham. And it's not just Johnson, who I hate, but it's all these MPs around him. Where is the integrity? Where are these people that should be seeing right from wrong? They should be speaking out. They should be sorting this country out, but they're not. They're just compliant. And it's just an awful situation to be in, that we have nobody of any integrity leading this country. But also, when you said that we're living in a different country, there is somebody with integrity, isn't there? Keir Starmer is prepared to stand down. He's showing some integrity.
He is.
But the people who are leading are not.
No, I don't know how that story is going to unfold, but he has shown you his moral compass and shown you where it points, whereas his opposite number clearly doesn't have one. And if he does, it came free with a can of Castrol GTX in 1978, and it broke about 30 years ago. How did this happen, Susan? How did this happen?
I don't know, but I've seen it since about 2012.
Would you go back that far? Do you know, I nearly picked the Olympics for when I fell into my coma. I nearly picked the Olympics.
That was such a wonderful time, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was.
I'm not a fan of Cameron either, but it was such a wonderful time.
I know. And so you've not got a clue. We can't even begin to track the decline.
It's just been a slow slide, and we've come to the bottom of the pit.
Well, every time you say that, he finds another lower level.
How are we going to get out of this? The first thing we have to do is get rid of this monster. He's dragging our country down.
I agree with you for what it's worth, but I'm even more interested in the first people that you picked up on, the people around him, the colleagues who are now reduced to touring studios, simply wondering how long it's going to be before the thing that they have been defending all morning on the television and the radio is disowned by the man that they're defending. I think the first person it happened to was honest Bob Jenrick, and I remember wondering whether he was actually sitting in the car on the way back from Sky News when he heard on the radio that Downing Street had actually disowned whatever claim it was that he'd been defending on the television all morning. Yesterday it was the turn of Simon Clarke, wasn't it, the Chief Secretary of the Treasury, to defend something that Downing Street later disowned. Grant Shapps is out there today. One report suggests that he's claimed Boris Johnson was mourning his mother at the party where he was photographed, despite the fact that she didn't pass away until 10 months after the party. I'm fascinated by them, actually. You've reminded me that perhaps what this story is about is not so much the corruption at the very pinnacle of the pyramid, but the compliance was the word Susan used. That's a great word, the compliance of the layers below. How has this happened? How did this happen? And when can we have our country back? Thank you, Susan. I would normally apologise if someone tells me that I've upset them or they've been welling up during my introduction, but I don't think you would want me to today, and I'm not going to anyway.